Hello everyone, and we are just about to go live. Well, we're live now, but we're going to be officially starting in just about a minute or so. I'm on a few platforms today, so I've started YouTube first, okay, and I'm going to go live here on Instagram and Facebook. So let me turn this down here. Okay. Okay, I'm going live on Instagram. Hello, fam. Bear with me a minute while I get Facebook up as well. This is the first time I'm going live on Facebook too, so. Okay, so we are live on all three platforms. This is the first time I'm doing a Facebook Live, so let me see here if I can make this a little bit easier. I wish you guys could see my view. I have three screens here. So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Thank you guys for joining today. It is 12:21. As I'm sure many of you are aware, this is a very powerful day. And I'm also partly super excited because 21 is my lucky number. So the fact that this is falling on this day feels extra special. And I've been seeing 1221 for years now. So it almost feels like a lot of what I've gone through on my own journey is sort of leading up to this point. So it's a very exciting day. So what we'll be doing, I just felt called to come on here and to, do the water mantra. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll know that each Monday I post a mantra to be said with our water. So it's important to have a cup of water. Hello, love, good to see you. Because what we'll be doing is holding our water to our heart and saying this mantra out loud. And so the reason why we say these mantras with our water is because water holds memory, right? And we are so made of water. We are basically water beings. And everything in our waters is flowing through all our organs, all our systems. We are fully made of water. And so all the memories that our waters are holding, some of them can be sort of conditionings or limiting beliefs or things that aren't serving us. And by saying these powerful mantras with our water, what it does is it actually changes the frequency of the water, so that when we say something that will serve us, that is powerful, that's going to change our frequency, what it does is it actually changes the waters within our own beings so that we can go forward with more power. We can go forward with, from a more aligned place, a more high frequency place. So make sure you have some water with you. What we'll also be doing is going through an energy healing routine. So pretty simple movements. If you guys haven't joined one of my circles or done, these lives with me before, they're just simple movements that help to align your energy. So help to really ground you, help to release anything that might be weighing you down, feel heavy, connect you to the earth, connect you to the stars, so all the sort of celestial energy that's supporting us, and to help you just feel more connected in general. So we'll be going through a routine to help you really take hold of this higher frequency energy that is now with us. So we'll go into that as well. And I sort of intend to just really flow with it to see what comes through. That's sort of how I've been operating lately. So yeah, I felt the call to come on and share this with you guys. So we'll see where that leads. But again, thank you for joining me. And it's such a blessing to be here and be alive at this time. It's powerful. And if some of you guys, aren't familiar, why this day is so powerful, it's for a lot of different reasons. So it's the winter solstice, of course, so we're moving into a new phase energetically in terms of that. But it's also this new era. Like it's huge. So for those of you who were alive, I feel like most of you watching were alive in 2012, where we heard of this, the world was ending. That's actually happening now. And the reason for that is because, and I don't know exactly, don't quote me completely on all this, but what I know is that we switched calendars. So I think we went from the Mayan calendar to the Gregorian calendar. And when that happened, we lost some days. And so the Mayans predicted that at a certain date, the world would be ending. And many of us thought that that was going to be 2012, but they didn't take into account the days that were lost. And so that's actually happening today. And so in death terms, world ending terms, a lot of people thought, oh, the world's going to explode. They really took that in the physical. But energetically, and when you look at sort of shamanistic practices and this idea of death and rebirth, it's not necessarily meaning that the world's going to explode or it's going to end. Energetically, it means the ending of something and the beginning of something, right? And that doesn't necessarily mean our physical being will die. It just means that energetically, we're letting go of things that aren't serving us. But this is happening in a really big way. And so it's really important today to really reflect on your life and maybe the way that you've been living it and the people that you've had surrounding you and maybe the way that you go about doing your work, whatever it might be, to really reflect on that and to harness the energies of this time to help you move into this new way of being. We're so supported by these energies now, and it's really beautiful and it's really amazing, you guys, to be alive at this time, truly. And there's so much happening worldwide with this new frequency shift, right? We're really stepping into a time where the frequency is raising. So we're evolving in a really, really big way, and that's happening on a massive scale as well. So I read today, a friend of mine posted that the earth, we're a microcosm of the macrocosm, right? So the earth is her own body. She's her own being. And so as we're awakening all these parts within us, right, our heart might be opening, certain parts of us might be awakening. I read that the giant rock in Australia, I think it's Uluru or something like that. Again, names I'm not too great with. But that is the heart of this earth. And the elders down there are doing helping that activate today. They're doing a ceremony to help open that and activate that. Yes, thank you, Uluru. And I think that's just so beautiful and so powerful. And it's just a reminder of how connected we all are. to just be so supportive in such a big way. That just really touched my heart so much. I don't know if it does the same for you guys, but it's, yeah, oh, you were there last December. Yeah, I never got to go, but I just sort of hold that space in my mind, and it feels so just magnificent and beautiful. And so I'm really just touched that that's happening. And there's meditations and activations happening all over the world today. So I'm really grateful that you guys are here with me. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, so especially, I'm noticing on Instagram, there's comments coming up. Feel free to put any questions or comments in as we go. Yeah, that's beautiful to know, jotting that down to remember. Yeah, it is really, really beautiful. So yes, if you're just joining now, make sure you have some water with you. We're going to go right into the water mantra. We're going to just make ourselves comfortable. I hope you guys can all see me. I know Facebook, I'm like a little bit short down because the screens, I wish you guys could see, but I had to organize them in a way that, yeah, they could all fit and I could somewhat see you guys. So yes, we're going to grab some water. And what I want you guys to do is hold that water close to your heart. We're going to just ground down here into the space. Just allow ourselves to really connect to the space we're in. I just threw a lot at you guys, so we want to allow that energy to settle. And just come into stillness. Come into presence. Okay, and so what we're going to do, so the mantra for today is I release control and surrender to the flow. So a friend of mine sent this really beautiful song that goes with that mantra last night. And for me, I feel called to sing it. So what we've been doing with these water mantras is saying it 10 times to our water before drinking it. So I encourage you to say it out loud. Again, I'm going to sing it out loud, and there's actually a little extra part to it. So if you feel called to sing along with me, it goes, I release control and surrender to the flow of love that supports me. I think that's what it is. Surrender to the flow. See, I'm actually going to play the song for you guys. Maybe we can do it that way. That'll be really beautiful. Bear with me a sec. I'm going to have to put these screens down for just a second. Okay. Here it is. All right, so having the waters up to your chest. You let me know if you can hear that. Can you guys hear that music?
I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me.
That's what it is. Of love that will heal me.
I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me.
So again, feel free to sing along or just say it out loud.
I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me.
2 more times.
I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me.
So that was 10 times. We're going to keep that music going in the back to allow the frequencies to keep going. So before we drink, just giving gratitude to all the waters, giving gratitude to ourselves for doing this healing work and showing up for our highest frequency, giving gratitude to all the supporting energies that surround us and are here with us through our life and through this journey. Thank you to the water spirit for connecting us and allowing us to go deeper within ourselves. With that, we will take a drink. We'll keep taking a couple drinks. And I always say, as we do these mantras, really feel the frequency of that water moving down into your being. So I always like to sort of picture my cells, because the water, your cells are going to open up to that frequency, to that mantra. And I sort of like to imagine that my cells have their little mouths open. And as I'm drinking, the water and that frequency is moving into their mouths, sort of like a mother sort of feeding her children. It's sort of like that. So imagine all the cells are made up of trillions of cells. Imagine that water and the frequency of what we just did filling those cells, filling them, and really drinking it with love. Okay, so taking your time and remembering the magic and the beauty of water. Okay, good. And as you do that, what's happening is energetically that water is going to be purging out anything that's not serving you. So it's going to move out. Sort of like, I like to imagine the cells sort of like a little ball, right? And so as the water's coming in, that ball starts to open, sort of like open hands, right? It's like that little mouth. And that water moves in with that new higher frequency, and it sort of moves around that ball, that cell. And that cell starts to take hold of that new frequency. But what happens is it needs to push out. It needs to release what was there before, right? So that lower frequency or that thing that's not serving you anymore. So I sort of imagine like each cell sort of circulating around and it pushing back out and going out into the universe. So if you guys are still drinking, keep going. And what I'm going to do is just help to clear some of that. So it's sort of purging that out to the universe, and it's going to go back out. So I'm going to use this rattle. And if you want to close your eyes and imagine that going back out as well, feel free. You can close your eyes, and whether you want to imagine it's a golden light or, water droplets moving out, right? Being water beings, this universe is so full of water too, so you can imagine it sort of evaporating out. But just go ahead and close your eyes and take in this clearing. So thank you, old waters, for all that you have taught us, all that you've provided us and guided us with to this point. We are grateful for the lessons. We are grateful for all that you have taught us. We are grateful for you. We now ask that you please leave and be sent back to the universe. For we no longer need your service. We send you back to the universe with love and with light. And we ask the universe to help transmute these lower frequency energies back into love and light. Where they may be sent to someone who is needing their support. Thank you. Thank you. Aho, aho, aho. Okay, good. Wonderful. So yeah, just sending those energies back. Again, everything that comes our way is a lesson. So I always encourage to release it with love, even if it was difficult. Okay, so what we're going to move into now is we're going to do some energy exercises. So yeah, if you guys haven't joined my circles yet, we do circles every week. So it's a way for us to share and be vulnerable with ourselves, to really meet ourselves where we're at, and to do some meditation, but to also do some energy healing. So I say energy routine, it's essentially, and you'll see we're going to be doing it in just a moment, but tapping into different parts of the body, the energy body, right? So we're made of energy. We have so many different energy bodies within us. And a lot of times there could be stagnant energies, there could be blocked energies, there could be energies that are sleeping or dormant, and we want to wake them up. And so by doing this routine, and it's just simple movements that you can, it's beautiful because I can guide you through it now, and then you can take it and use it at any time in your life that you're needing it. And you don't even have to do the full routine. You can just take a simple tap that you enjoy, that feels good, and take it with you after. And so we'll move through that. And why this is important today is because, again, we are surrounded by this higher frequency energy. And we really want to make sure that we're grounding. For one thing, grounding into this space, grounding into this earth, so we're not blown away, like blown over by this higher frequency energy. A lot of us have been living in these really dense lower frequencies. And so we want to step into this new era with power and with, alignment, right? So it's going to help us ground, but then we're also going to help to bring ourselves into alignment. So, if later in the day you choose to go through a visioning board or meditation, or sit down and journal about what you want, how you want to step into this new way of being, you'll be becoming from a more aligned place. So you have a clear vision for what that might be for you. Okay, so let me see here. I'm going to pull up some music because we might even get into some dancing. All the good things to help bring in that higher frequency. And again, with this too, take what you want and leave what you don't want. This is here, I'm just here to be your guide. Part of what I teach is empowerment of self. So let's say I'm tapping somewhere or doing something and your body's telling you that it wants to do something else. I encourage you to follow that. Listen to that inner guidance, okay? You can always return and do what we're doing at any time. Hi, Jeanette. Okay, perfect. Let me pull this down here. All right, you guys. So coming back. I hope this music's not too loud. Just turn it down a tiny bit. All right. So coming into a seated position, we're going to just start again by closing the eyes and coming into this grounded space. So really allowing ourselves to feel into the stillness. Allowing our bodies and our shoulders to drop. Allowing the thoughts to just float away like clouds, so not to attach to them. And feeling our sits bones against the earth. So feeling ourselves coming in contact with the supporting energy below us. Good. So this is really working with the root chakra. Sits at the base of the spine. And what we're going to do is help to start activating it. So we're going to just start doing this movement, sort of rounded movement, right at the hips. And you guys on Facebook can see me. So doing this rounded movement, so at the hips. And I have my hands on my knees. Feel free to put them wherever you like. Yeah, even allowing yourself to breathe with the rhythm of the movement, if that feels good. And going as fast or as slow as what feels good for you. Okay? So you'll find when we switch sides, you might go a little slower, a little faster. It's really interesting to see sort of the opposite sides as we go. Good, so you might feel some tension releasing in the back of the spine, back of the hips, back of the root. And we can even sort of bring our arms up and sway back and forth. So allowing that root to move all the way up. And my sweater looks so silly on here. Oh, I love it. Good. So I like to picture myself sort of as a tree as I go here, just sort of swaying in the wind. And the thing is, with the work that I teach too, I always say, I made that comment, but don't worry about what you're looking like with all this. This is all about feeling. All the work that I teach is all about feeling. So just feel what your body's wanting. Don't worry about what it's looking like. Okay? So we're going to come back down and go the opposite way now. You can go with music if you like. Bring the arms up. Bringing that high frequency vibes. Awakening that root. And this is important. Awakening the root. We're going to make our way up to our sacral. So what I want you guys to do is start rubbing the stomach. So if you want to keep moving your hips, you can. If you want to just do the rubbing of the stomach, that's fine. But if you can, hello love, how are you? If you can, use your right hand in a clockwise motion. Okay, this is going to help to open up and bring in clearing energy for the sacral chakra. And why this is important, especially for you ladies, is because we're at a time where the dragon's awakening. And that dragon lives within the sacral chakra. And we have been suppressed in so many ways, especially when it comes to our sexuality. And that dragon is awakening. We want to support that dragon as much as we can. Good. So yeah, really bringing in with that right hand. Again, that's bringing in clearing light. You can even put the left hand up, and I'm going to stop moving my hips. You can bring that left hand up because what it's going to do is receive golden light from the sky, from the heavens, from the angels, whatever you believe in, whatever you want to call it, from the universe. And it's going to bring in that golden light to this area. Okay? And it's going to allow the womb to be cleared. Right? The womb of all our ancestors, of everything they've gone through, whether they're a man or a woman, doesn't matter. We all have issues and traumas that stem in the womb area. It's for all of us. Right? So men, you guys can do this as well, of course. We all have a womb. Energetically, we all have a womb. Good. So yeah, this is going to clear it out. And why the sacral chakra is so important and why the sexual energy is so important is because that is one of our, if not the most powerful source of energy. Right? So we want to allow that dragon to come out. We want to allow her to roar her ugly head, to breathe fire. Or her beautiful head, we will say. Okay, what we're going to do now is just make this motion just like this. So bringing the hands sort of across the belly and drawing it sort of the edges of our being. So bringing it across. And really enjoy these movements too. So part of the energy healing is giving ourselves love and allowing ourselves to feel how nourishing it is to be touched, especially by ourselves. A lot of times, of course it's nice to get a hug from someone or to be near them physically, but a lot of times we forget about our own power in giving ourselves touch, self-massage or just doing movements like this. We need that just as much as we need touch from other people. And it actually helps to reinforce trust within ourselves and reinforce self-love within ourselves. And we're going to make our way up. So you can go over the breasts and up to the chest. You can even come down to the breasts if you're feeling like you need to move some energy there. And I'm feeling called to go all the way up and down. So you listen to your own being, seeing where it wants to move. Yeah, really feel into these movements. Really enjoy them. Allow yourself to receive this healing touch from yourself. You're allowed. You're more than allowed. Okay? Okay, now what we're going to do is move this down so you can't really see. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm sitting. But as you're sitting, you're basically going to move down and bring it all the way down and go off. So I'll keep standing up. You guys can sit down. You're going to just sort of go down the side of your body, down the legs, and I'm going off the feet just like that. Okay. Coming down, moving off, coming down, moving off, coming down, moving off. And again, go at your own pace. Listen to what your body's needing. Okay, coming down, moving off, and I'm going to sit down, but we're going to keep doing that for a little bit, okay? And I'm even going to adjust. I'm not going to stay cross-legged anymore. Just coming down the legs. So just physically what this does as well is it helps to tap into the lymph system. And now the lymph is our sort of toxic waste system of the body. And the thing about it is you need physical activity or certain touch to allow that system to actually move and purge those toxins from your body. When you look at it in relation to the blood circulatory system, the blood has the heart to pump that water and that blood through, right? That's how it helps to clear, is it has the heart as a pump. The lymph system doesn't have a pump like that. And so things like physical activity, self-massage, dry brushing really helps to get that lymph moving. So I encourage you to do, even just doing, this simple sort of pressure massage like we're doing right now will help to get that lymph moving. And of course that's a physical thing, but energetically it's going to help to clear up a lot of space. So especially right now where we are, hi Farah, how are you? Where we're moving through and again wanting to step into higher frequencies, toxins are really important for making sure we're moving it through. So doing, a little bit of self-massage, you can even do it down the arms. But you can look up dry brushing too. Okay. So what we're going to do is do a little bit of tapping now. So if you guys aren't familiar with tapping, it's one of my favorite things and I use it all the time. So I'm going to show you a few spots to tap. Okay, we're going to start with underneath the eyes. And we're simply going to go like this. And you can close the eyes if you like. You can keep them open if you like. You can tap as hard or as soft as you like. You can even massage if you don't want to tap. But I encourage you to really breathe this in. And this specific tapping point works with the stomach meridian. So the meridians I love because they're like the river energetic points of the body. They're like, if you could picture them, they run like streams, like rivers. So of course me, working closely with the water spirit, the meridians are probably my favorite. Hi Summer, so good to see you. Thanks for joining. Good, so the stomach meridian, by tapping here, it's going to ground you. So by tapping here, what it does is it shoots energy down your body and through your feet, all the way through the bottom of your feet. And basically it sort of opens like this, the chakras at the bottom of the feet, and shoots that energy down into the earth where it helps to connect you to the earth. So it's like you're solid, right? Instead of being like, I'm sort of just floating through the world and unstable. Tap here We're going to continue tapping here for just another minute. It's going to help to sort of magnetize your feet to the earth. Okay? Oh, wow. And you might notice as well, sometimes when I tap in different spots on my body, it's like I can just take a deeper sigh of relief. It's like it's been waiting for this. It's so beautiful how we have that power to do that to ourselves, right? To help heal ourselves. Wow. Good. And then we're gonna just brush off. So just go like this. It just sort of brushes off. I just like to imagine, again, sort of things coming to the surface as we're healing. So by brushing off, it helps to really release that extra energy. Okay, now we're gonna go down to the collarbone. So you're gonna come to sort of underneath the collarbone, and you might feel like an indent here. That's where we're going to be tapping. And don't worry, some people don't feel the indent. As long as you're underneath the collarbone and sort of towards the middle, not quite meeting, but sort of towards the middle, we're going to tap right there, okay? And again, tap as hard or as soft as you like, it doesn't matter. So this works with the kidney meridian. Now the kidney is associated with fear. And so by tapping here, what it's going to do is help to, and right, we want to step into this new era completely fearless. We want to release all the fear that's holding us back from living that true, that life that we deserve, that life that we want, that life that we can feel, but we just can't get there. Right? So by tapping here, it's going to help us step into that space of full deservedness and just truly knowing that what we want is here. We can have that. Right? So breathe that in, right? We're tapping these spaces, but as you're tapping it, imagine it leaving your being. Imagine the universe coming in, swooping down, and taking that back from you. And imagine that space opening up to then receive that fearless energy. Right? And in life, we have ebbs and flows. So of course, as we go through this year, we go forward in our life, if fear comes up, that's okay. Right? We got to be compassionate with ourselves. But in doing these exercises, it helps to chip it away more and more. So we have a little bit less fear than we did the day before. This song always makes me cry. I don't know if you guys can hear it. But it's such a beautiful song. Okay, we're going to just rub that off. Okay, good. Now we're going to come to the center of the chest. Okay, so I always like to open this one up by just rubbing it a little bit because it can be a tender spot. This, of course, is the heart. And in moving forward, especially now, it's a big heart awakening. So we really want to nourish this space. And, I always say it's really beautiful to talk to your body and talk to the areas of the body. And so the heart, I think a lot of us have gone through a lot in our life, and not only our own lifetime, but, passed down from generations, things in society. There can be a lot being held in the heart. And so to really nourish it and say, I'm here to do healing for you. I'm here to give you some love. Right? So just open up that space by really nourishing it. And I always find rubbing this way, you can even massage if you like. And when you're ready, we're going to start tapping. And this is sort of, not even sort of, it is helping to awaken the heart. So it's helping to open up sort of a beam of energy, right? Our heart chakra. I imagine it as sort of a funnel and it's just going. And that does it in the back of us too. And so the heart is attributed, of course, to love in all ways, right? Of course, with relationships and people in our life, self-love. But the heart is so powerful that it actually connects us to the things in our environment and in the world that help us lead the life that we want. Help us to bring in the beauty and to see all things with beauty, right? Because again, we have the ebbs and the flows, and it's really a matter of putting on that lens that everything's here for us, right? And so the heart helps to open that up. And it helps to, of course, connect us to the people, the places, and the things that really make our heart sing. So why I love this tapping point too is because it also works with the thymus. So the thymus gland is a gland that works with our immune system. So not only is it helping to help, our heart open up and connect us to love, but it's helping to keep our physical body loved by providing it with assistance and support. So by tapping this thymus gland, what it's doing is it's helping to send T cells to the body where it might need some help with the immune system. So anywhere you're feeling sick physically, it's going to send some supporting energies, some little supporting fighters to help with those areas. And then what we're going to do is sort of just start moving out, okay? And I'm actually going to use both my hands. I like to call this the King Kong. But sort of just moving it out. So I'm going back and forth on the chest. Okay? And what this is helping to do as well is it's helping to tap into the lungs. Okay? The lungs are a space of worry. Right? When you guys have something that brings you anxiety and it's almost like you feel like you can't breathe. It's because those lungs it's tapping into that worry energy, that anxious energy. And so the lungs can't function properly. And so by tapping, we're really nourishing the lungs. Again, we're helping to release the things that bring us anxiety. And we ask the universe to help us release that. To again swoop down and take that and send it back out. And I always like to, someone told me this one time that I thought is so beautiful, and I now do in my circles. Where, there's people and healers who say, oh, when you release something, I send it back and I give it back to the universe. And that's beautiful in itself. But I heard someone say that when they release something, they ask the universe to transmute it, right? So if it's something scary or fearful or brings anxiety, they ask the universe to transmute it. And they ask it to be transmuted into love and light, to then be sent to someone in the world who needs that love and light. So that energy that wasn't serving you gets transmuted into something beautiful, right? And then that beautiful energy goes to someone else who could use the support. And I just thought that was so beautiful and just shows this connection. And how, we have the power to heal and empower ourselves, but then, once we can do that, it gets sent to someone else who can use that support. I think that's the most beautiful thing. And it can make me cry. But anyways, okay. We're going to just rub all that off. Okay? Good. So we're going to come to one more tapping point. This is going to be underneath the breasts, okay? So for men and women, right, you can go under the nipples. There's going to be, you're going to be on the ribs, Okay, so we're gonna just tap here. And you can also tap on the side. I go between both. So I sort of just, you don't have to be directly under the nipples. You wanna make sure you're under the breasts. You can just tap sort of the entire rib cage. And so what this is doing is it's helping to metabolize everything. And why this is important, of course, you think of drinks and you think of food immediately, right? That's usually what we think of when we think of the metabolism. What it also helps metabolize is emotions. It helps to metabolize environmental factors that might be in your field that are affecting you now. It helps to metabolize energies that are weighing you down. So really, it's sort of what I imagine is by tapping here, it helps to sort of circulate and again, move out any maybe heavy emotions, doesn't matter what it is. But then of course in the physical. So eating wise, if you're needing help releasing, it can do that as well. Okay, good. We're gonna just rub that off. Whew. Okay. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna come a little closer so you guys can see this. So this is one of my favorite energy exercises. What it does is it helps to release stress. So to sort of finish out, right, we help to release worry, anxiety, anything that's not loving, right? Anything that's sort of the opposite of love, right? Maybe hate or fear or whatever you want to think of. In tapping all those, we help to release that, right? The last thing we want to do is help to support and nourish our nervous system. Okay, so all those things help to release some of the things that might have, heightened your nervous system and put you in a stressful state. So what we're going to do now is help to bring you back into that peaceful state. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it looks like first because it requires covering the eyes. Okay, so basically what you do is you cover the eyes, one hand over each eye, and you breathe in, 2 or 3 times. And once you let out that last exhale, what you're going to do is take the fingers to the ears. Okay, so you basically bring it down to the ears, so to this point. Okay, and then you come up and around the ears and you bring the hands to the heart. Okay, so I'll walk you through that. So covering the eyes, we'll all do it together now. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths here, going at your own pace. And I don't know if you guys can hear this music, but it's saying, light me up and breathe. So this is perfect timing. Okay, good. On that last exhale, we're going to draw the fingers to the tops of the ears. And come up and around the ears and bringing it back down to the heart. And take 2 or 3 deep breaths here. Hi, Jane. Okay, we're going to do that again. Okay, so covering the eyes. This time, let's take 5 deep breaths here. Okay, really going at your own pace. And last breath in. And as you breathe out, drawing those fingers to the top of the ears. Rounding around the ears and bringing it down to the heart. And just taking 2 deep breaths here. Good. Really feeling that peaceful energy moving through the heart. Okay, we're going to do this one more time. This time taking 3 deep breaths, covering the eyes. And on that exhale, coming to the tops of the ears, coming all the way around the ears and down to the heart. And holding the heart here. Good. And just allowing that energy to settle. Okay. Good. So in this moment, just giving ourselves gratitude. And I'm feeling called to do is we're going to end this with a little bit of dancing. But before we do that, I just really want to encourage you guys because, feel free that once we get into the dancing, you can sort of keep dancing if you want or, log off the call. But I wanted to end by just reminding you of your power. If there is anyone or anything in your life that is making you think that you do not have power, it's time to release that. It's time to transmute that. So that could be that thing within you that is ready to be released, to be transmuted into love, to then be sent to someone who could use the support. But I want to remind you, especially now as we move into this new era, do not forget your power. We are just awakening to all the potentials that we have, truly. We don't even know just how much we've been limited in so many ways, in more ways than you know. And life, when you can step into that power, when you allow that dragon to be awakened, that is when the magic happens. That's when life starts to really show up for you. And that's when you really show up for yourself, right? Because everything that's happening outside of us is a divine reflection of what is within us. So when we can recognize that, it's like a breath of fresh air, because we can recognize that just by changing our viewpoint and changing our perception and our lens of the earth and the world and what's happening, then we know that we have the power to change that. And that only comes from us. That stems from us. So I was in a beautiful intensive with Jilly from the Wake Water team the past few days. And she spoke a lot about the water lens, which of course you guys know because I love the water spirit. And she said the water lens shows us compassion in all things. Again, we have these ebbs and flows, that's life, right? We can come up against some things that are really difficult or challenging. But the water lens helps us see everything with compassion. And if we're seeing everything with compassion, we're seeing ourselves with compassion. Because again, everything outside of us is what's happening within us. So as you step into this powerful space, do not forget your compassion for self. It's so important. And in doing that, it's going to bring everything into balance, right? The waterway teaches us that we are all of it. We are all things. We have the masculine and the feminine. And in recognizing that, it just helps to bring everything more into balance and brings us deeper into our power. Right? It's recognizing that within self, we have everything we need. And everything outside of us is just another gift. It's going to be a gift to help empower us even more. But that power starts within. So through this day, it doesn't matter when you're going to do it, or if you choose not to do it, that's okay too. But I really encourage you to reflect and to maybe make 2 columns. And I'm having deja vu, so this is really awesome. This is meant to be said. Make 2 columns. In the first column, write what your life was. What was your life before this point? And write another column. What is your life going forward? How do you choose to move forward? Because your life is a choice. How are you choosing to move forward? Okay? And if you choose, you can take that first column and throw it in the fire. Right? And take that other choice, and what you can do to help really take hold of that frequency is take that water, or take that list and put it on the outside of your water. Right? You can even tape it to there. And those words hold frequency. And that water is going to take hold of that frequency. So when you drink it, it's going to alter the frequency of your own waters. And remember, we are water beings. Water runs through us in every aspect of who we are. Okay? So yeah, I encourage that. Utilize those energies of the fire and the water. That's what I'm coming into now. I've dove very deeply into the water spirit now, and now I'm feeling this fire energy. Know that we are all of it, and it's the balancing of them that helps us step into that true power. So utilize the fire and utilize the water and allow it to help you step into this new era with so much strength and clarity, and in knowing that it starts within. You have the choice to decide how you move forward. So really take the reins on that, okay? Yeah, it's just coming through. You're so powerful. I just want to keep saying it over and over and over again. You're so powerful, you're so powerful, you're so powerful. Do not forget it. Do not forget it. I want to scream it because I think some of you need to hear it. I need to hear it as well. Do not forget your power, okay? Oh, okay, let's dance. So to close out this beautiful time with you guys, I'm going to put on some music. Let me see. Okay. And by dancing, what that helps to do again is to set the tone for how your waters move, and helps to adhere to those frequencies as well. So we're going to bring in some really positive, high vibe music right now. Do this here. And through this, so again, if you haven't been to my circles before, move how you want to move. Doesn't matter what you're looking like, okay? It's all about feeling. Allow your waters to flow in the way that they want to move. Okay, this is all about feeling, and by doing that, it's going to free your waters in so many ways. It's going to free you in expression in all ways. It's going to open that throat chakra. It's going to open the heart. It's going to open the sacral in the womb. Okay, I'm gonna. Sorry, guys. Let me see here. Okay. We listened to this last night in the wake.
Streams of income, cash flow,
all right? I'm gonna get up.
liquid assets. Why is money associated with water terms? Well, I'm 80% water. Am I the real money? The true currency? Come out of hiding ancient wisdom. I'm ready to see what true abundance is, that I've been misinformed and hidden from. I am abundant. I'm immeasurable. My worth is beyond modern day comprehension. I'm healed from and so done with scarcity thinking. It doesn't belong to my mind. My worthiness is inherited. I don't have to earn it. I know driven behavior towards money overheats the mind with compulsion. I ain't doing that no more. I relax myself when I'm being tested in my initiation into flow and love. I call forth all the blessings that belong to me from the north, the south, east, and west. Pull up. It's all coming out of hiding, so I walk into the very existence of I am, full of opulence, luxury, infinite value, and vibrational drip. 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 Vibrational drip. My birth is authenticated. I won't be owned by dark systems. I am a brilliant divine DNA that flows in my body, not Russian in race. My birthright is freedom. I am cash flow, liberated to a sovereign status. See, what I gotta know and own is that I am being trustworthy with cash flow and my energetic wealth. With divine support, I am searching my heart for any selfish ambition, pride, greed, and smoke and mirror endeavors. Flush it out of me, Most High. I'm a wave all by myself, calm, steady. My time and energy are currency. There is no top, there is no finish line. I'm on some get my mind right for my right money type ish. I won't hide behind my dopeness to avoid getting physically healthy. Prioritizing my to-do list is my spiritual practice. I won't be seduced by the popular messages of building legacy and empire. I will flow on the all currents of my life and not run it to the ground. I'm open mind up to hidden truths of applying myself, yet surrendering. I'm preparing for the freedom from egocentric work ethic. I remember that gossip is a thief of my money energy. There ain't no abundance in gossip. Time expands for me. I want more revelation of this truth in my life. I flow. I channel calm movement. I enroll into ease. I am at ease. I am in the space of ease in the midst of chaos. I marvel at my life. Cleaning my space and emails is a win too. I get busy at breathing. I am maturing to worry less about what isn't. In between my goals, life invites me to enjoy and live it. On a cellular level, my body's obeying love. I am only here temporarily. I commit my time to live truly. I don't have to be extra and follow all the how-tos. I only have to be consistent. My life is more than one big to-do list. I free myself from the bondage of doing. It's more than okay to rest. It's okay to not be okay. I normalize rest as productivity in my life. I am not intimidated by how others define work. I'm so grateful for these amazing collaborations that are flowing into my life. I know and feel the wealth and truth in relationship building. I call on all supportive energy to helping God flow in the way I create, produce, and gain. Improving my finances is a form of loving myself, which is aligning my energy. I am free from all the fake matrix about real wealth and that desire. I claim, I imagine, I speak, I reflect, I create, I plan, and I take authentic action. I'm flowing currently. Currency. I get paid to be me. I get paid to be me. I get paid to be me. What do I want to use my money for? I denounce all manic beliefs and behaviors to manifest abundance every day. I give up scarcity consciousness. Me in a deficit is a joke. A goddess could never. I want to show myself to be found trustworthy with financial abundance. I'm a flow. I will flow like water that I am. Flowing up, flowing up. Flowing up.
Woo. Coming down. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you, you guys, for joining today. Don't forget your power. I'm going to say it again. Do not forget your power. Harness it today, especially. Dance the rest of the day if it feels good. But remember, we are just surrounded by this high frequency energy. And it's such a beautiful thing. It's such a beautiful thing. I'm so grateful for all of you for joining me today. If you are interested, we do have a sisterhood share Wednesday. So again, we do these circles weekly, alternating Wednesday, Friday circles. So this week we will have it on Wednesday. If you are interested in joining us, thank you, love. It's so good to see you. If you're interested, you can sign up at my website, rachelsimshealing.com. I'll put it in the comments here. rachelsimshealing.com. Yeah, and you can join us there. There's going to be a lot of other exciting things coming up. I'm going to be doing a sexual empowerment program coming in the new year. So if you guys are interested and want more details, send me an email. I'll send that to you. But yeah, a lot of really exciting things coming up in the new year. Again, harness the energies of today. I love you guys so much. So many blessings to you on this journey, and I'll see you soon. Have a beautiful one. Bye. Okay, and thank you guys on Instagram too. What a blessing. What a blessing. I'll see you guys soon. And YouTube, thank you guys for joining. I will see you soon as well.